Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting, incredible moment in the land of online streaming. Today, first, I'm going to start off with fixing my bot's YouTube quota management system. Just was working on this for a while, and then I realized, I could be streaming. I could be not alone doing this, but streaming. Largely an alone thing. Um, oh, search ID. If it's search ID, let's just move that in here because we're going to handle quotas separately. If it's a search ID, then boop. Although, did I handle this? Otherwise, it's search title. Fuck, what a really long function. Otherwise, it's playlist items. Otherwise, unknown query. Okay, yeah, so let's just handle this here. If our data quota is already consumed, so what are we getting? We're going get videos. Paste. If we're looking up a video snippet, get video info. If that's the case, then whatever this is, data query quota is exhausted, and we are just going to return that this is processed. Nothing more to do. Now this, you're missing a token. The response, if we're not authenticated, we can't look anything up. I'm not actually sending a response back, so I probably should send a response back if we run out of quota. Let's try that. YouTube daily quota. Goodness gracious, quota exhausted. That's our reason. Otherwise, we take our daily quota and we decrement it by the amount that the daily quota costs for this particular API call. So let's just put it right. Get video detail. Get video info equals 1. Different call. There we go. And now we are correct in our thingy. And if we failed to send, what happens if we failed to send? Blunk. We say network failure. Okay, that's fine. And we get a bunch of responses for all of the details about a video that we have looked up. Perfect. Excellent. We are happy. Aren't we happy? So that is us properly handling quota for getting info. And then we'll just do the same thing here. If it's that one, glurp, paste, YouTube daily quota, and then we will glurp. Probably could improve this code, but I don't want to. Paste that. And now we have all of our little quota thingies taken care of. And I can hit save. And I can go back to YouTube state manager thing. And if we are authenticating, connecting, if we are ready, if we are streaming and enabled, well, we would never be not enabled, so that's redundant. I think I was just getting a little paranoid. Excuse me, I need a sip of water. $10% off on my birthday. Oh my gosh. Now we only want to be querying these if we are streaming, which we will only know if we have received the is streaming message. Again, I kind of want to put that inside these things. So if we put this in here, if we are, the thing is not enabled, and now is below that, or we don't have a channel, or we are not streaming, then do that. Ah! The hell? And we can get rid of that. We can just do that. We can just assume that we are doing these things because they're allowed. And then getting the chat, go. If potentially paste, if we are not streaming, or it's too soon, or we don't have a thing, return. There. This is much better. I have cleaned this up. Whether it works or not, a totally different question. However, I'm going to hit stop and recompile and bloop, 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 bloop. I think I made some mistakes here. Ambiguous call to overloaded function. Really? I don't have a set value signed in. Oh, jeez. Let's go to that one. Bad me. Duplicate. Signed. Signed value. Let's go to that one. And duplicate it. Duplicate it. Signed value. And what we are setting is unsigned long. That's funny. And here we're just setting a regular one. And now if it's a UN64, I'm not sure. Can we really cast a signed value to an unsigned in 64? I don't think so. It's not really relevant, is it? Is that the only variable I have? Do I have a signed in 64? I don't. So that's what happens when you have your own variant class that's so that's just garbage. This is gonna be broken. This has to go this has to be swapped. So this has to be sint, and then that can be cast down to an int. And what is short? Short is unsigned. So funny how you can make such stupid mistakes. Save. Build. I don't have a constructor. Go. I literally don't. Unbelievable. Dupe. Signed. Signed. Sint value. Copy that. Let's go to that. This one is this one. We will duplicate that. Oh, that's not a duplicate. That's duplicate. So this is paste assigned value. Clear everything off, and then we set the value to be assigned value. And now we have a proper set value that takes in this info to, and we build. It's going to tell me that there's no set value. I just made it. Don't do this to me. Pardon me. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Hope all is well in the realm of you. Thou that is there in the place. You know what? Because I made such a fundamental change, I'm just going to rebuild the whole thing. And Marcus said, go. Rebuilding. Grind, grind, grind. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, who is it? It is. She seems to be. Yeah, she's rests a lot. She's very lovey. I've checked her incision and it looks very clean. I give her anti-inflammatory at 1 every day. And yeah, she just seems to be moseying about. Very, very, very quiet though. She was a little crazy the first 24 hours, and then she kind of mellowed out and has just been very clingy, very quiet. I don't think she really likes her cozy, but at the same her little onesie, but but oh, way better than cone. Oh my god, I've seen so many conehead cats that this is vastly superior. She, every time she takes a step, she wiggles all her legs because I guess it's just binding. So she's like, "What's going on?" Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. But she's been going to the bathroom. She's been eating. She hasn't been sick. No throwing up. So everything seems tickety boo. No, no, solid poops, and she's not eating and drinking as much as she normally would have. So she's definitely on the mend. I think she's being a lot more delicate with that. Plus, I think just the comfort level of the onesie is perhaps a little bit, you know. But well, this too shall pass. How long is he supposed to wear the onesie? Okay. Oh, okay. Right. Okay, 2 weeks. Not a problem. Okay, I will do that. Okay, you too. Bye. Kitty is on the mend. Okay, so that's good. And now what we should see actually, and I'm gonna build this one more time. Down here in on-stream info, I'm gonna just say db printf um, YouTube on-stream info and colon %s. Man the tower? Shut up. If it's streaming, yes. Or streaming. How you been? How have you been? That is my little mugwump. Yep. My little Mowgli. It's Gladys. She's sleeping. She's 6 months old. She's a calico tortoiseshell. Um, and she's Here, let me see if I have a picture I can post up somewhere. Boop beep 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 boop boop boop. Where's my baby? Well, that's one picture. I've got another picture. Where's another picture? Stupid pictures. So many pictures. Gotta look at the pictures. Scrolling. Just one moment, please, while I scroll for what seems like forever. Where did I put the picture? Oh, I don't know. Maybe later. It's very important that I share these things. I don't know. Well, here's a picture. This was when she was a kitten. She's bigger now. She's so adorable. Oh my god, I just melt. Yeah, she's half face is ginger and then black. She got black arms and then the big white chin and then tiger stripes down her body. She got a really long tail. Oh my god. She has saved my life. Given it purpose again. Brought me out of a very long and miserable winter. You have a week off. Me too. I took off this week for winter, or for I took this week as a holiday, and next week is a week off at work regardless. So 2 weeks off until the 3rd of January. I am just like totally just pleased as punch to be doing absolutely nothing for an extended period of time. Although, ironically, as much as this is a holiday, my kids want me to write them a video game. Oh, baby. Oh, did you bonk your head? You know what? The doctor says I can take this off you, but yeah, you're so beautiful. I'm not really supervising you. As much as you're here, I'm not paying attention to you. Yeah, I'm supposed to. They want me to make them a game. In Roblox. My team's the only one working through the holidays, so I get a week. Oh, that's awesome. Wonderful. Yeah, it's good to have time off. I haven't had. This new job is kind of amazing. I haven't had a holiday, a real holiday. I went to Vegas for 3 days in March, but I was unemployed from January, February, March, April, and I didn't get this job until May. And so I don't think of time between jobs as holiday time. I consider it like heart-wrenchingly stressful terror time where you're trying to get a job and you're certainly not spending. I mean, I spent a fortune. God damn it, life is expensive. You don't have a job, you just watch your life savings vanish. I don't have any more. Now I have to like work for 10 years to what the. That's not what I want to see. Am I online again? What? What the? But the. This isn't what is happening. I'm having a panic attack. My database. Where did it go? Dev. Bot. Runtime. Oh, is there another instance of this thing still running or something? No. What is that? Oh. Dev? Dev? What am I doing? Dev, here. Just having, sorry. Debug. App. Debug. At runtime. Do not override the database. Okay. And let's just double check that no instance of the bot is running. A, B, C. Nothing's running. Okay, so excuse me. Something's wrong. What's happening? Why is this happening? Something's wrong. Debug properties. Debugging. It's creating. Let me read your chat. That's probably more interesting than what I'm doing. You left Disney and you want to work for the district. There for 3 months. You burnt through your savings. 3-month period. Yeah, it's freaking, like, life is expensive. I have a really high burn rate under the best of times. Like $7,000, $6,500 a month, $6,600 a month, I'd say is my basic burn rate. and it's not going to go down for several years. There it is again. 0L. Oh no, what have I done? I think I made a mistake somewhere here, and I know where I changed it. LU. I went UL. Oh my God, I'm so dumb. I've got all the dumb. Just bear with me here. I'm so sorry. I freaking. Oh, I've got so much dumb in me. It's really. Find UL. God, LU. Unbelievable. Build. Unbelievable. Okay. Gonna rebuild everything while that happens. Well, I am excited to show you. Here it is. So this is my workspace, my Roblox workspace, and I have created some server-side scripts over here, and I've created some replicated events. I haven't figured out everything yet, but I've made some events, and I've started to make a user interface. It's all test and garbage, and I've got some local scripts. So client side, server side, and then message passing between the two, and I hit play. And the server generates the world presently, and so there's all these blocks, and I have some design pictures, to be honest. I'm happy to share these with you just a second. So this is one of the concept arts from one of my kids. So my kids are designing this. So there's these cubes dancing around in space, and they were supposed to represent parts. And the parts are used to, and then you are a character with different heads, some kind of character body. And then there's a big snake monster that you attack and you defeat, and so it's in the world that you have to beat up. These are the bosses. There's these like flying angel monster things, a big spider bug thing that has turrets, and then the snake. And then you collect parts to make a vehicle. So I think they have an example of like you build a vehicle and then you mount weapons on the vehicle, kind of Mad Max style, and you race around in your car defeating sentries to collect more blocks. So these are like example block types that you glue together to make your car. And then you drive across this thing, and then there's these places, and then there's sentries, and you attack the sentries to collect their parts and get bullets. And then I've kind of taken the idea a little bit different, where the blocks, I think when you collect them, you collect scrap. So they represent kind of a, so it turns red when you hit it, and then it rusts away. It'll vanish in a couple. It takes 5 seconds to last. So now, and then I now have 1 scrap, and I can go and get another one. Now I have 2 scrap. That's just a test. That could be, these things could be worth 10 scrap each or 20 scrap each. And then this is a sample replicator or fabricator. So you deploy your fabricator, and then you stand on the little pad. And the user interface appears, and then there's a little hologram, and then you build your car with your scrap pieces. Boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. And what I think is that if these blue blocks represent like 10 scrap or 15 scrap, that maybe each of the blocks costs 3, 4, 5 scrap to consume, and then you place the block. The blocks have powered versions and not powered versions. And then you end up building your car, and then you step off the pad, and the car plops down onto the ground, and you hop into your car, and then you race around the environment, and you attack the things. I think because initially you won't have any weapons, you have to jump out of your car, and then hi-ya, hi-ya, hi-ya. You have to do some kind of karate kung fu fighting, or maybe you have a baton or something. I don't know. So that's another thing I have to figure out how to do. In terms of steps, I'm doing all of the pre-production test concepts. So I can make the world, or I make the blocks in the world, and I can probably optimize that. But the fact that they are there and I can see this now, it's helped me visualize and kind of grasp what it is we're making, and then come up with ideas. A gummy ship, yeah, exactly. Kingdom Hearts gummy ships. Oh my God, those are so fun. But it won't be flying. It'll only be cars. And so the next thing I have to do is to track the mouse or the cursor position and do a ray trace to the hologram, and have a block that you can place, and then you place the block, and then it floats on the hologram, and then you can place another block, and it welds to the other block that you have. So if I can proof that concept out, then that'll be good. And then it will become a whole thing to actually engineer. And then a car. So I'll make a basic box with some wheels, and we'll see. I'll take one of the cars that they'd already modeled, and then I will work on driving a car around and see how I can make that work and be fun. And then I'm going to try to figure out the inventory thing, so you can hit things, and then I have to make enemies and have AI so that they act a little bit fun, and then do the terrain. And then the other idea that I kind of, so the overall landscape for this world is, what I'm imagining is that there's biomes. So this biome is like your starter biome, and it wouldn't look like this. It would look like whatever it's supposed to look like. But then there'd be like a desert biome, and then your car would need like to be configured to drive in the sand, and a swamp biome, and maybe it turns into a hover boat, like a swamp boat, or just like a big 4x4 or something, and so you have to watch out. Or then there's like maybe a tar pits, and your car gets stuck unless you have configured it. Yeah, that's what they did. I said, wow, this game has got a lot of stuff. And they go, well, why wouldn't you do it? Why would you do it anything other than if it was cool? I'm like, oh, God damn it. This is like every game genre that you could invent is all in one game. Well, that's going to be fun. Okay. So, we'll just see. We'll see how it goes. I am already thinking it will be kind of fun, to be honest. But then, so these biomes, when instead of just having an open world with like Minecraft open biomes, I think we're all tired of that. Instead, it will be like the Lego Movie biomes, where you're in this biome and you go up to the edge of it, and then a loading screen appears. That's kind of Indiana Jones style. Where's paint? And then, so there will be the biome that you've just left, and a road that goes to the next biome. So there's like starting biome, and then this is maybe the desert, and you have the dotted line that you a little animated line, traveling, and then you're in the desert biome, and then it's a whole desert biome type of idea. And then you just move around between the two, not two, I don't know how many there would be, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each one would need a boss, I think. So maybe the first one is kind of small, where you only defeat little micro bosses, or little micro sentries to collect the parts and build your car, and then you go into the desert. So that is you're right, that is kind of Kingdom Hearty. And you go into a place, and then you collect more parts. And then the question is whether there's just one class of scrap, or if there's like low tier scrap and high tier scrap. And the high tier scrap allows you to build blocks that are more advanced. I don't know. And then, of course, there's the bosses who drop special blocks. Yeah, exactly. So like the spider boss drops a turret, for example. So now all of a sudden you have a turret that can shoot in all directions. So, so far I feel like I'm making a ton of progress, but a lot of it is a very challenging learning curve. Just getting this user interface, like to be able to do that, was a big win. It's not supposed to drop multiples. What's supposed to happen is this should be a toggle where you basically you deploy it and then you pick it up again. So there's only one of them, so that you can deploy your fabricator wherever you are and fix your car and work on it anywhere. But baby steps, man. Baby steps. We'll get there. I have faith. The cool thing was this. So the server knows that you've collided with this, and then I made it so that the client then pops up the Fabricator UI when you were over the Fabricator. So making this into something that has some basic functionality, and then doing the ray tracing, that's next. That's what I'm supposed to do now. But first, I was distracted for a good hour before I started the stream. Hey there, girlfriend. Getting my bot back up and running, because I was fixing the YouTube integration. I've been fixing it a bunch. I've stood it all back. Well, the ray tracing, ray casting. So when it's the mouse. The mouse has to intersect with whatever's happening in the world. That's something to do with that. Let me see if I can turn on the YouTube plugin again. Okay. We seem to be back online. Everything seems to be tickety-boo. So, that's the next step. So let me now that we're back here and we're doing stuff, I can do stuff. So the question is, on the client, I need to. I think this is client-side interaction with the world, and then it broadcasts what's happening to the server for the block placement. Or I'm not really sure. I don't really know. Where's the screen thing? So here, if I go to my fabrication UI and I make it visible, the thing I need to do is give it some basic functionality. And then, based off of the amount of scrap you've collected, enable or disable boxes. Right? So, what I don't know is if I should just have fixed block tiles here, or if it should be some kind of dynamic list of a scrolling list of block types that you unlock or acquire, or whether you should just know about everything. I don't know. If just doing the most basic functionality in the universe, if we make a button, so if that represents a block, so this is buy, place, or it's an image button. Is there a different kind of button? Image button. Oh, let's get rid of that one. Okay, image button. So we'll put, so that's like, I wonder if there's is there like a scrolling area? Selection box? Plane constraint? Beam, okay, those aren't UI things. Canvas group, oh. A scrolling frame, that's what we want. Here, get rid of you. Go back here. We want a scrolling frame in the fabricator. And then in the scrolling frame, we want image buttons. Image buttons. What? They're putting them all in the same place? What's happening? Ooh. Okay. And then the scrolling frame has an ugly style. The border mode. Automatic size. On the y-axis. Background color should be black. With the yeah. Oh. Scrolling plane. Background color is black with a transparency of 50%. And the border color can be dark red, purple, red, like that. Border size pixel, we'll make it 1. 1? Is that good? Enter. Okay. Automatically size it on the X. I'll just do X and Y. How about that? And then the parent is the Fabricator UI, and it's relative, and it's visible, and let's see what that does. Okay, now it's going to always show up, which is not what I wanted. Okay. That's kind of awful, but I don't know. Maybe there's a bunch of different kinds. I have no idea. It just looks awful, though, doesn't it? It's not for me to make it look beautiful. That's for other people. Other people are supposed to come along and say, I want it to look better. And then I'll be like, okay, make it look better. Next question is how do we change the image on an image button? Select image object? Okay. I don't know. How do I do it? I don't know. So there's a lot of me looking things up. A lot. Roblox image button how to. Renty, welcome from YouTube. How to use image buttons. How do you use the image button? In Explorer window, hover over the starter GUI object, click the plus button, insert a screen GUI, select the screen object. This will add an empty image button. Okay. This will add an image button. At best practice, rename the button to its purpose. Well, okay. This is block. Block button. And then maybe the next one is wedge button. Yeah, Roblox is a proprietary engine. It's like a platform, and you make your game in Roblox engine, and then you publish it on their platform. The thing is, they have like 1 billion users or 500, 600 million users. They're massive. It's, of course, completely preying on children because all the games are kind of kid-friendly looking. And you can make the game free. You can make the game free to play where they have to use the in-game real-world currency called Roblox. Cav! Yippee! You can. They have their Robux, and it's $1 for $1, and it's a backwards compatible currency. So if you spend 10 Roblox on the game, and then you play a game that costs Robux or maybe it's $1 is 1,000 or $1. There's an exchange rate, but if you make a game and people play it and you have in-game currency purchases where they can buy block skins for one Roblox or whatever, you as the developer collect that money and then you can cash it back in for real cash. So Roblox developers, actually some of the really good ones make bank. Like they make potentially a lot of money feeding off of the excitement of children playing children's games. I think it's kind of nasty and kind of insidious. I'm not going to do that. Or you can have a game be just you pay it, you pay some Roblox. But those don't tend to be very popular. The free-to-play model has definitely found its place here. And I'm sure everyone else is jealous, but it's the parents' money. It always is. It always is. Yeah. Cav, I haven't sent anything yet. I am so sorry. I had done a little mail out of things of like other gifts, and I kind of ate my budget until I got another paycheck. Yeah, I kind of blew a lot of money on postage. Nonetheless, don't worry. So how do I make an image now? For the size to dynamically resize on various devices, best used to scale properties. And the property is like the size, and click the arrow to expand. Okay. Block. Expand the size. Set the following size properties. constrain the button to the square box by the size constraint relative XY. Why would I make it 0.15? That would be so small. Oh, scale offset. So give it a 0.15 scale and a 0 offset. And do the same thing for the Y. And make it relative. The current size should work nicely on the phone, but the XY scale of 0.5 may appear too large on a computer screen. You can add the UI size constraint with a max size. Where do you do that? Archivable? Oh, you add it. Now I'm learning new things. I don't even know what it's going to cost. Don't worry. At this point, Cav, my goodness, don't worry about it. I haven't left the house since my last little adventure. So I will take care of things. Don't worry. I'm excited for you to have something. What am I doing? Block button, wedge button. So I'm supposed to add a UI size constraint? UI size constraint. Oh. Max size. Oh, and then I can give it a max size. 90, 90. Bloop. Min size, 0, 0. But that's not, why is it not square? Do you know? Does that make any sense to you? Oh, the size is somehow broken. Influenced by UI. Oh, it's got an influence. Double click to go to the influence. But why is it so skinny? Ooh. Well, now I want to delete the wedge button and make the scrolling, the block button. I just want to duplicate it. Bloop. And then I'll change that one to the wedge button. And it's in the wrong place. Okay. Position it. They should move by the player's thumb to reach something for, well, I don't really care about that. Images. This button needs 3 custom images. Normal appearance on the screen, a hover over, and a final image when they press it. Okay. Setting these appearances can be done through the image, hover, and press properties. Locate the button's image property and paste in Roblox banana or use your own asset. Okay, well, let's use the Roblox asset. Ambient inclusion, as it would. Yeah, that typically does. It is an expensive post-process. Turn it off. What are you playing right now? Where am I going? Locate the button's image property. Image property. And paste this. Oh, it's the button. For the hover image, paste that. For the pressed image, paste that. Oh, look at that. But why is it so skinny? I don't understand. Why is it so stupidly skinny? X. There, that's better. Okay, now I can get rid of this dumb wedge button and do it again. Block button, duplicate that one, call that one the wedge button, and we'll put that there. And then we will play Near Automata. Automata. Okay, so we come here, and now we have buttons. Isn't that fun? Oh, that's so great. Okay. So now that we have buttons that look like buttons and do stuff, the next thing is, I don't know what the next thing is. I guess when you've selected a block, when you mouse over to here, what should happen? Maybe when you select it, there should be a selected. Something should indicate maybe like a hover box here in the middle, selected block, like a little info thing, so you know what you're doing. I don't want to design this too much. What is Near Automata? I don't know what that is. I'm going to look it up. Look it up here. Near Automata. Death is your beginning. Oh, that sounds nasty. 2017 action role-playing game developed by Platinum Games and published by Square Enix. It's a sequel to Nier, itself a spin-off and sequel to Dragon Guard series. There isn't really purpose. What's the point? Aliens invade Earth with an army of self-sustaining machine life forms to wipe out humanity. Again, the surviving humans flee to the moon again and create an army of androids to fight back to reclaim their homeland. Great things about it. The story and the characters were compelling, bizarre, and tragic. This became one of its best enduring qualities. The story itself set up like a classic adventure similar to early Legends of Zelda, detours into shockingly dark, twisted, and macabre territory. Beginner tips. If you can make it to the first save point, you'll be okay. Play like you're colorblind. Make a shopping list. Be ready for bullet hell. Loot corpses, especially your own. Stay aware of your surroundings. It's kind of an anime style. I'm not an anime fan to any degree. Like I've become an old grumble about it. I'm sure it is. I'm glad for you. There's probably should be a cost associated to each thing. I don't know if that would be inside each of these little bubble inside the cost here of the amount of scrap, or maybe the scrap should appear up here of how much scrap you have. I don't know. These are questions that I will not answer. I will let the designer answer them. Going, how do you want it to work? What should it be? How does this work? But the bigger question is, if I select this, maybe the cube hovers over here, and then as soon as I put my mouse over it, snaps, and I snap away, it hovers back over here. Wow, that would be cool. What do you think? Boop, boop, and it snaps back, so you never lose. That would be more in-game, and I kind of like that idea better. The bigger question, of course, is the navigating of the construction of the hologram. I'm not 100% sure about that yet. But first things second, this hologram is placed at units above the ground, so it's actually above. So if I was penetrating this with the ray, the blocks would be located, they would actually be embedded in it. Well, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. But what I would be colliding with is... Okay, well, we've made progress. I'm happy with that. The fabricator itself can actually... Well, I'll leave it on screen so I know. And then maybe on run, I should hide it. That's what I should do. Okay, so this is really good. This is a whole bunch of really useful user interface creator hub instructions. I'm going to leave that tab all by itself. Next tab. What am I looking for? We're going to go back to how to raycast into the world. Now I had finding a player's position. I got that. Buy an ebook. What is this thing? Coding in 3D world space. That's not my problem. Got that. Got that. Replicated storage. I really went on a search here. Where did the local scripts go? Yeah, got that. Showing server values. Got that. Displaying a text label. Got that. Got that. Probably should read that more thoroughly. 2D screen position to 3D world position. Okay. So the 2D screen position, trying to convert the 2D screen position to the users to the 3D world position. There's only a function for doing the opposite, which is world to screen point. Does anyone know methods I could use to translate? You should be able to use screen point to ray, depending on your use case. Another way to do this without rays at all is use the custom screen to world translation by using a function. The one I use to convert the user's mouse position in world is like this. Screen to world position. But you guys, that's a lot of, okay, what do we got? Mouse position, screen, GUI, camera. World to screen, and what is it returning? It's returning a C frame. Facing the camera. A 3D position can have a 3D position. The mouse as a target property allows you to get a 3D world position easily, along with ignore list being applied. With screen point to ray, I find the 3D point is being placed on the camera, which is not what I want. Oh, golly. Target is implemented as a raycast as well. The code and functions that Jay supplied are almost exactly how the target hit whatever properties are calculated internally. It's the equivalent of something like this. You can't use this code because of API restrictions. Find part on ray. What? How? Why can't those two functions are what you want to convert 2D to 3D. Screen point to ray accounts for GUI space, and thus the inset of 36 pixels for the toolbar. Viewport is for the screen, so it goes according to the current camera. Not sure I would implement that with ignore list, but thank you. Some might cite the code provided simple works perfectly. Current camera, screen point array, screen point position, mouse ray. Most unit ray origin, most unit ray direction, 500. Kind of sucks to have to find ostensibly useful information from random forum boards. Like, this isn't a new idea. I have to generate my own plane calculation? My God. Plane formula? So what there's going to be, let's go back to here. Local character scripts. Talking to the server fire thing might be a fabricator script. So when the display manager shows the fabrication UI, it enables the find part on ray, target hit, print hit, 3D position. Yeah, I don't know. Let's try it. Let's just cook some soup. Let's paste that there. So I have some arbitrary position, and I want to do this in a loop. While true. So we're going to do this constantly, but we'll put a little task wait 0.1. Won't get it like Canute! Bonjour, comment ça va? C'est une bonne journée pour toi? Pour vous? J'espère que tout allait bien. Screen point. I actually want the input position. How do I get that? This guy says I do it like this. And the mouse, the input changed. Oh, I see. You just use an input service, input changed. And then what, is he connecting it somewhere? Connecting the input object, mouse target equals target, mouse hit equals hit. Get mouse. Mouse ray. What is this mouse? Ah, this is mouse, capital mouse. So what he's doing, so he's not doing a while true, he's doing a much better way. He's going ne. Ah, hey you. Ah, c'est bien, ça va bien. Je suis très heureux de programmer quelque chose de nouvel. J'avais input et le mouse, et quand le mouse changeait, on prenait le point qui c'est mime the input object dot position, et voilà, et 7 points C'est un ray ou bleu 500 bleu et voilà a target hit, find part on A, and then we can print the hit. We can print the target. I don't know. Print target. And then we don't need this anymore. Let's see what happens. Oh, local script. Expected bracket too close to another bracket? What? I'm confused. Stop. What? What's happening? Something's wrong. Let's just get rid of everything. Make it simpler. Well, what am I getting? Local script. Expected a closing bracket. So am I missing a closing bracket somewhere? Oh, function? Yeah, I am. There's a there's a missing closing bracket, which is here. I'm a ninny. Okay. Target, and then we can print the hit. No. No. Can hit. There we go. It is a game engine. This is Roblox. Oh my god. I'm getting it. I'm getting values. Endless values. Base plate? It's telling me the part. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is brilliant. Okay, so what we're going to do, we only want it to be running when you're on the platform, for one. We don't need it under normal circumstances. And we only want it if you have selected a block to build. Although you'll probably always have a block selected. And then we want to show the block that you are going to place in a little hologram really right here. And then you put your mouse over the platform. So now it says part. Can I get more details about those parts? So when I hit a part, what do I know about a part? Do parts have names? Geez, that was exciting. Don't you think so? So the target is a part. So we're going to go look at the fabricator. And the fabricator, when we are on the fabricator, we want to enable. So we're going to send an event which will turn on that function. We'll bind on event and we'll unbind. I am so happy with this. I love this. Okay, replicated server, show fabricator UI. So when we show the fabricator UI, we can assume to enable the ray tracing. How's that? Doesn't that just tingle your tickles? So user input service, no, that's not where we were doing this. It was in UI. display manager. Wow, we don't want to do that. I mean, I can have another thing listening for the event. This is the other event. So when well, actually, there's the question. Can we have multiple things connected for a specific show fabrication UI? Because then we could do this here. And so instead of the fabrication UI being shown, so when we get the show fabrication UI, and now this one is on show fabrication UI, enable raycast. We want to define this function x local paste, and then we want to connect x function mouse raycaster. We want to connect the mouse raycaster, and we want to disconnect, I guess. Disconnect. And we don't need that if it's visible and if it's not visible. So, in theory, this will only work when the fabricator is running. Let's see what happens. Oh, I accidentally made a breakpoint. Delete, resume. Oh no. Ah! Yep. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's always running. It's just enabled again. I don't understand. Maybe that's the wrong command. I don't see any red. Oh, wait a minute. Disconnect. Oh, okay. Well, let's use the right command. To disconnect a function, I think I had an example of that somewhere. Connect, disconnect, player scrap. I was corrected that it was not the way to do things. Oh, you just call disconnect on the whole thing. Okay, so if I local script input changed, I should go back to what I was just looking at. What was I just looking at? Oh, pants. Fabricator? It's just capital disconnect. Okay, let's just copy that. Colon capital disconnect. Copy. So input change, we just disconnect it. Play. So we all of a sudden have mouse thing and oh, there's the red. Disconnect is not a valid member of RBX script signal. But connect is. What is happening? Stop. What is valid here? Colon, connect, connects the given function to the event and returns an RBX script connection that represents it. Once, wait, connect parallel, So you can't disconnect this. Maybe I just I connect a different one. And then I have the local non-mouse raycaster function. And it just does nothing. I don't know. Okay, play. Unless it connects both of them. That would be kooky. So we got this, and we still have this. Fabulous. So that's not 100% what I'm happy about. So input changed. I can't disconnect input changed. The user input service, input change connect. Maybe there's a question. The user input service. Let's do the whole search. Connect. How to disconnect. How do you disconnect input connection? Hey, it's like somebody already asked this question. Connect keybind. How to disconnect this? Local connection equals connect. I forgot to do connect. Oh, you have to return it and store it. Oh, okay. Local mouse connection callback. Okay, so that is equal to that, and then that gets disconnected. So we don't need that dumb idea. Play. So nothing's connected, and now we run over that, and all of a sudden we got raycasting, and then it didn't disconnect. Why didn't it disconnect? Some red? Property, no. Shouldn't that just show? Okay. Disable. And then enable. And then we'll get rid of that. And then we won't print this out. Play. Disable raycast. And it just says false. I think that's in my display manager, which just displays that. So we don't need that anymore. And we've got this. I don't think it's disabling it though, to be patently clear. I don't think it's working. So like this function, oh my gosh, delete. So we're getting the disable message. Play. It is enabled. using the fabricator, and it is disabled. It is enabled. Multiple times it said, yes, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. And then it's disabled. So, if it's disabled, then it should stop printing, right? Isn't that the secret? So let's print our target, comma, hit, comma, quote, arrow, quote. Okay. She's still connected. That didn't work. Don't forget to do connection disconnect. It's not working. It's not working. Is there a query about is connected or anything weird? Do I make it be equal to nil? And then if that is equal to nil, then do that? Is that how that's supposed to work? And then disconnect it if it is not null? Now I want to put that in there. And I want to put that in there. Play. It is disabled. Ah, so there's some kind of craziness where it's instantiated the bind multiple times. So you have to debounce the binding. So that did it. I've somehow disabled it. Oh, I don't clear it. Okay, hold on. So on disable, then I need to mouse connection equals nil again. So now I can go in here, I get raycasting, I come off, it turns off, I come back on, I have it, I come off, it turns off. And now I'm not spamming the snot out of the world with raycasting operations. Nice! Now that we have that sorted, and we are actually colliding with the corresponding parts, we want to go over here to pick a piece, and that will select it. Which will do what? This will send an event to the server that said selected part, and the selected part will be positioned at the location of the part that is currently highlighted. as long as the part that I'm carrying isn't considered a real part, maybe I have to select that it is whatever you call it. And then, of course, there's the boundaries of the box. If I'm, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Every part has a position. Draw a cube at the position. So we are on the client and we have a position. Here's our target. And what we want to do is we want to sticky it so that we're not constantly spamming the universe with I've selected part A, 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 part B, part B, part B, part B. We just want to pick one part. So we want sticky memory of the selected part. Selected part is nil. And if we have hit a part, if the target part is not equal, is not equal to our selected part, then selected part equals target. And then we will also clear our selected part when we disable our raycast. There's going to be other scenarios where we just disconnect that, but so that should not spam us. This should only spam us whenever we change the target. There we go. Cool. Let's fix that. Next part, or the next thing is that what we want to print. So we got the hit zone of where in the world it hit, but I don't really care about that. What we really care about is this target. So if I print out the, we're gonna rotate this a little bit. We're gonna just select this one line. Stop it. Move that one to there. And we have selected our select part, and we're going to take the selected part's position. And we're going to print. Oh, that's bad. Stop. Go back. Close the bracket. So what we want to do, boink. Now we have the location of the corresponding part. And I'm looking down here just in case nobody cares. As I mouse over the specific tiles, it gives me the tile location. So like the base plate is just one big huge base plate, so that's it. This is working so much better now. Next is to draw a cube that is not hit testable. Or I just have to say, if the hit object is not the selected part, but is not the cube that we are placing, then ignore it. Okay. So we know that we've selected a particular part, and we're going to tell the server that we've selected that given part. And then we know that we are selecting a place on the map where we could place that part. We have the position of the object. So what we want to do is we just want to create a temporary fabricator part. So let's just make a test part. We'll call this local test block. equals part. Fabricator? We'll just copy all that. No. What did I just do? I want this. Test block. Blap. The test block is equal to that. Copy. Oops. Come on. That's fun. So we want this to be false. Well, not entirely false. Well, false. False. It is not anchored. False. Oh, yes, it is anchored. True. It's just that we're going to continually change its position based off of what it is. Size, we'll make the size be 5 by 5 by 5. Although it probably should be 3 by 3 by 3. Let's make it 3 by 3 by 3. 3 by 3 by 3. And we don't know what its position will be. Its position will be applied according to the thing. And then we'll make this color, let's go to our color chart. We'll make it royal purple, pastel yellow, pastel violet, grime, magenta, navy blue. Let's make it navy blue. Navy blue. And then the position, well, we'll make a position object. We'll go local test block default position is going to be I don't know, some position. We'll just put it somewhere at 10 10 10. I don't know. It'll just float at 10 10 10. How about that? Put it over there. So our default position will be this. But then when we're in here and we're mouse raycasting, we will place the test block. I don't know if this is the best way to do this, but I'm just going to do it anyways. We're targeting our thing. And we're going to position the test block's position to be equal to the selected, to be equal to the selected part's position. And if the target is not equal to the selected part, and that's there. So this way, we are always going to ignore the test block. We only care about the hologram. So there's our block. Oh, isn't that convenient? That's awesome. Isn't that neat? I'm pretty chuffed. I didn't think I'd make that much progress so quickly. That's pretty amazing. And quickly, of course, is a relative term. I mean, it's not really quick. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, I'm I'm pleased. Isn't that cool? Tower? What do you think, man? Isn't that awesome? I'm like, that's fun. And then in theory, when you come off, I don't know what it's doing. It's putting itself all over the place. So there's all sorts of things that it shouldn't interact with. In theory, basically, it should only interact with with the hologram. Quicker than you can feel. My God. Aren't nerves at almost the speed of light? Plus, there's your reaction time, motor senses, executive function, response. It's like a second and a half or something. Although I bet you have pretty quick reflexes. I don't doubt it for a second. I'm particularly happy with this. I'm amazed. I don't really. So I can show you. So this is amazing. I'm chuffed. That's like. And now you have your car, but the challenge will be that you have to build more car. So when you place that, you click it, and now it's there, and then you can then click another block, or immediately another block is in your hand, and then you can attach the next block. Now, right now, I've got everything as on five tile center, or 5 unit on center, and I think the scale of blocks is to be 3 units on center. So I might need to change my grid size. Let's change my grid size. Fabricator. Width, height, grid is 3. Oh, okay. I gotta make my local grid dim equals 3. So it's going to be X grid dimension, grid dimension, grid dimension, grid dimension, grid dimension, grid dimension. Debug messages, debug messages. Okay. Now it should be 3 by 3. Perfect. That tickles all my fancy. Oh, I love it. I love it. This is so cool. Yay. So the next puzzle here is that you will place, and then this becomes a selectable part. And I need to learn how to weld or join or joint or anchor. I don't know what the lingo is yet, but what can I do? So if I were to click, what should happen is I should tell the fabricator that there is now a block there, and it's positioned and anchored there, and it doesn't go away. And then, so I've instantiated one, and then I move over here, and I click, and I instantiate a new one. So this one is my cursor block. So I would like click, 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 and I should end up with 3 blocks. That I can imagine doing. That doesn't seem like the thing, but the trick would be that they are 1 block. So what we need to look up next is we want to look up Roblox welding parts. Weld. An object used to hold two objects together in a relative position, regardless of whether they're touching. The object is placed inside of a base part, and the part 1 property determines which other part should be welded to the original part. Two C frames, C0 and C1, then determines how the part should be placed. See rigid constraints for a newer alternative using the constraint system that does not require C0 or C1, but instead uses attachments to control offsets through the attachments and constraint attachment 1. While the weld is active, it maintains the part position. Unfortunately, they didn't give me a definition to start with, but it's okay. Every assembly has a root part. Base part get root part. When a weld C0 is 1, the root part stays where it was. Directionality. Welds do not have any directionality. Imagine rigid joints forming a tree branching up from the root such that the parts of the tree from the root will move and the welded children will move with them. Joint instance. Determines if the joint is currently active. Determines if the offset is subtracted property to create an offset point. It sets whether the joint is active. Inherited from instance. Can be cloned. A class name. A name. A parent. Deprecated. Deprecated. Hey, baby. Hi. Oh, you want a hug? Okay, Kitty wants a hug. Oh, who's a good girl? Yes, you are. You're so beautiful. Yes, you are lovely. Here, let's take this off you, okay? Since I am holding on to you. Who likes that? Hey? There you go. Oh, honey. Does that feel good? Oh, that's so nice. What time is it? Oh my goodness, it's 1:40. I have to give you medicine. Poor thing, you're going to hate me for this. Just a second. I'm going to give you your anti-inflammatories. Oh, big stretch, yeah. Methods. Applies a tag. Methods inherited from instance. Okay, clone, destroy, first ancestor, get actor. Returns the actor. I don't even know what that is. But I've been learning. I've been learning a lot. So much. So much learning. What's remarkable there's very little medicine I have to give her. Okay, she's eating. I'm not going to torture her while she's eating. Get has tag, gets tag, set attributes, blah blah blah. Events inherited from things. Ancestry change, child edit. Yep. Properties, inherited. Methods inherited. Events inherited. So a weld is an object used to hold two objects together relative to each other. I'm curious though. What did I use to look this up here? Let's duplicate the tab and go back. How do I weld my parts together? Hey, come here, baby. Oh, you're still eating. I don't really build. I tried to make a basic gun and learning scripting. I was going to script and hold the gun different. Nobody said anything to them, so let's look more. How to use welds. Weld anything to your character. How do you weld parts to a character? How do you weld parts? How do you weld two parts together with a script? Create a weld restraint. Set part 0 to the handle and part 1 to what you want to weld to the handle, and repeat that for each part that you want to weld. The part you are welding to the handle has to be unanchored. Use Q Perfection Weld from the toolbox, which automatically welds everything together for you. Model Welder is a simple plugin that allows you to make fast welds to models and tools. How do you destroy welds? Oh, so that's how you can blow your car apart and fall apart. So that's how you could take damage. Your vehicle could take damage. So this is very interesting. If the car, in a kind of a Mad Max kind of centric way, can be blown to bits from weaponry, which would be look really cool, then you'd have to like run away and repair your car in the little shop. Ah, I love it. I'm particularly a fan of the Mad Max game mechanic that is emerging that wasn't necessarily there initially, but I'm adding it. Doing a car battle, a car wars type of thing. Then you have to build chassis. Then the block types become like a real thing. There's like chassis blocks and body blocks or frame blocks, and then armored frame blocks. Doesn't that just tickle your goat? Okay. I am tickled. I'm going to get rid of this tag though. This tag looks awfully annoying. Oh no, I don't have scissors here. Yes, I do. Not the best, but they might work. They work perfectly. Okay, tag is gone. Pajamas are here. Come here. I'm going to give you your medicine. Are you okay? You okay? I gotta give you your medicine. You're gonna hate me for this. Yep. Okay, hold on. It's gonna go quick. Done. That's it. You're good. Good girl. You did it. All done. You did it. You did it. It's all done. Come here. Come here. Come on. Oh, that's my girl. That's my girl. Yeah. Oh, it was so nice. It was so nice. Yeah, you are. You are so beautiful. Hmm. Hmm. Meow meow meow. Want to say hi to? Do you want to say hi to Man the Tower? Say hi, Tower. Okay, select the weld at the top. Okay, so this suggests I'm starting to have new ideas here. So I think when you go over here to build your car, you put down chassis parts or frame parts, chassis parts and then frame parts. And the engine mounts to the chassis, the wheels mount to the chassis, and then the frame I have to think about this because unfortunately, if this welding mechanic is if the welding mechanic requires an anchor point and then it's basically parent-child relationships, then the first block you place is the root of your entire vehicle and everything's attached to it. And then I like the idea of welding the frame to the chassis. You wanna sit up? There you go, baby. Oh, big stretch. That's the fun about having a baby cat. They just want cuddles. Lots of cuddles. Oh, it's so sweet. You feeling okay? Yes, you are happy. You're happy. I took that horrible red shirt off. You are happy. I want soup. I want a bowl of soup. You're so happy. You're so happy. Okay. There you go. 2 o'clock. What I need to do is I need to message my designer. I'm going to put you in your box. Here you go. You can sit here and you can lick. I'm going to watch you. See if they are awake. Nobody's awake. Jump to present. Are you awake? I don't think they are. Otherwise, I would see something. The only thing is you don't want to have to do too much hand holding. I mean, like if there's like chassis, wheels attached to chassis, there would be a bunch of tutorial-y kind of instructions instead of just attaching blocks to blocks. But there always has to be. Like you need to do things in a certain way. I mean, you could basically just have a straight grid of chassis, and then you have to attach engine to chassis, and you have to attach wheels to chassis. Unless you can only attach, suspension to chassis and wheels to suspension. I don't know if we want to go that complicated. I don't see why I wouldn't. That would be more fun. Oh, who's all of a sudden out of her little red suit and she can explore? Yeah, you don't want to eat that. More of that. Or this. That's my water. You're going to sit and watch the screen? Hmm. Hmm. Well, I could try to at least figure out the welding mechanic. So if I click, I instantiate a part. How about that? Let's do that. I end up with a selected part at the position. But now I want mouse click. On input changed, game processed event. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Does that count as... What did I just do? Yeah. Print game processed event. Play. false. There you go. You can clean. You can take care of yourself again a little bit. I'm going to have to put you back in your onesie, but for a few minutes, you are free. Free like a butterfly in the moonlight. Okay. So that doesn't mean anything. That's just, did the game process the event or not? I need to know the next thing, which is mouse click. Roblox detect mouse click. Mouse click detected. Tools not. Okay, what is this? I'm trying to figure out how I can make the game detect when the mouse is being pressed. I also wanted to read this. Get mouse returns the mouse. Provides additional functions and events to track user input, especially for devices that do not use a mouse. This item must be used in a local to work as expected. Following update 2014, the mouse icon can now be set. Code samples. Get the player, get the local player, get the player's mouse. Function on button down, button 1 down, connect button down. Okay. So, we only want to connect the mouse button presses, again, another example, when we are placing a block. And when we place a block, we will have placed the block and paste. I think we've already done some of these functions. We've already got the mouse. Player's local player get mouse. So we've already got a mouse. And then we have the mouse button down. We're going to connect our mouse button down. And I think that gives us a callback. So local on mouse button 1 down equals that. And then we can disconnect it. Oh, or we can go equals nil. And then we can make it be equal to that when we want to. So X, when we are connected to our raycaster, we're also going to connect our button down presser, and we are going to disconnect it. Disconnect it. And oh no, baby, come here. No. She needs to put on her suit. You freaked her out. Damn it! I didn't realize it was you. I thought it was the male person. She can't. I'm sorry.
That was 2 hours in your girl going office.
If you want to run around, I have to put your suit back on. I'm sorry. So you can run around, but you're gonna be sad. sorry. Your arm. One arm. You can run around, but you have to be wearing your onesie. Whoop. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Sorry. Hold on. Back in you go. I'm sorry. Just the way it has to be, sweetie. Your other leg is stuck. Hold on. I know. You hate it. We all love it. There you go. There. Freedom is over. Oh. Ah ha ha! So cruel. Okay, so with that done, now we have on Mutton Bus done. So when we're here, and we run over to here, we get click, 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 click. Perfect. Okay, now we have mouse action. Getting complicated. Going to have to tidy this code up somewhat. So the test block, probably, there's another setting, I think. There's a test block dot wireframe dot parent position mass lock change touched anchored massless material rotation brick color cast shadow assembly mass front surface transparency extents assembly root used to enable or disable aerodynamic forces on parts of assembly. Oh my. Physical local transparency. Oh. Current physical properties of the part. I don't know how I turn on or off shape. Sets the shape ball. The position. Events. Anchored. Can query. Massless. Material? No. Create a click detector. If the part is anchored, then diamond plate, unanchored, make it out of wood. Well, I guess that's a thing, but connect the toggle. Mouse click. Oh, you can just have mouse click and not have it be button 1 click specifically. Huh. Huh. I thought there was a thing to change what a color a brick was. Like if I make part block and there's a block, I thought there was a way to make it wireframe. Or is that not a thing? Is that a view setting? Wireframe rendering. Let's go ask the web. Roblox draw part wireframe or outline. Yeah, that's what I meant. Is there a way to outline a part in Studio? Making a wireframe from multiple points. Trying to make a mesh system. Oh, I have to make my own mesh? How to make outlines for parts? I don't want to watch stupid videos. YouTube. I'm hungry. It's 2 o'clock. Other than the few lovely people who have popped in to say hello, I know this isn't riveting content by any stretch. This is what making video games is all about. It's boring. Boring! Absolutely not a cool, fun, wildly exciting job. It is dreary documentation scouring and testing, and just like once you get something happening, it's all like, wow. But the journey there is dull, D-U-L-L, dull. So I can print a button 1 down. How many of these are there? Mouse, dot. The mouse is positioned in 3D space. But that's at the screen. Interesting. The icon of the mouse. Fired during every heartbeat that the mouse isn't being pressed. Fired when the mouse is moved. Array directed towards the mouse's world position, originating from the camera's world position. Oh, that's backwards. Button 1 up. Probably want to do mouse up, not mouse down. Yeah, I'm going to go button up. Button up. On button up. Copy. Button up. On mouse. Button up. Button up. Button up. Button up. Button 1 is released. Much better. So now this should work like this. Uh-oh, I have a bug. Oops. Exit. I went too fast. I got an S. And then what is this? Mouse dot. What else can we do? Button up. Class name view size. Describes the width of the game window in pixels. You get that from the mouse? Mouse down. Target filter. Determines an object to be ignored when determining mouse hit. Oh. I can set a filter to be ignored when determining mouse hit and mouse target. Well, I want it to be an inclusive filter, not an exclusive filter. Wheel forward. The normal ID of the base part surface which the mouse is pointing. Wow, this is like... lots of interesting. Wheel backward. A bunch of events. Okay, well that's cool. Don't know if we need any of those. I keep wanting to save, but it's automatically saved. Oh, I have another bug. Oh, for God's sakes. Yeah. That is a mistake. That's better. So, on release, we want to send an event to the server to place a block in the world. At the position of the part. No, not at the position of the part, but at the offset of the part. Because if we put that part there, we want the surface normal of that part. Okay, what was that command? Now I'm all curious. I think I'm on to something. There was a thing about the mouse. Mouse dot something about the normal. Unit ray. Target filter. Origin. Hit. Describes X on the Y. There was a value. Target. Object in 3D space the mouse is pointing to. Target surface indicates the normal ID of the base part surface at which the mouse is pointing. Integral value assigned to the enum value. The name, target surface. Print it. Let's just print it. Print the target surface. What is that going to do? Left. Oh my God, it's giving me this placed object's normal. The back? How did I get to... oh, that's the back? That's the front? Okay. So the ray tracing is necessary to penetrate through everything and only query for what I want. Although the mouse has a target filter to ignore everything. That's more complicated. But the face of the selected target, maybe, I'm ray tracing through here and I'm getting a selected ray trace tile, or like the hologram. And I should probably name them, and that way I can just filter on name. It's like if the part is hologram, then that's the plane that we're connecting to. But then if you, and then have intersecting builder block, I don't know, chassis. When I mouse up, I will have placed this block, and now when I mouse cursor, a new cursor block, I should probably give it some kind of name like that. Cursor block is following the mouse intersection to the hologram, and wherever I place it, like if this block was there, then I actually don't get, it's blocking the penetration. I can't pick that. Yeah, it actually is, it's blocking the intersection of it. That's what I imagine would happen. Okay. Okay. I'm hungry. It has been, well, 3.5 hours. 2.5 hours of streaming, but I was programming for an hour before I started streaming. That's long enough. On a holiday day. I might come back though. So I probably will do exactly the same stream, but part 2. So I'm just going to take an extended break and then come back. And that way there's just more parts. And in the meantime, I will think about this. Like, if I make that like that, then I can't actually... Yeah. But then the part that I've got, it gives, with that mouse command, it tells me which face that I'm connecting to. And then in theory, I can weld to that face. Huh. Because that's the left side. I feel like there's going to be data I need to track as the car is being built. Funny how hard this is. Okay. I will be back, but in the meantime, for those who were here, I appreciate your sufferance for the exciting, riveting content that video game design development entails, or pre-production. I guess even less exciting, where you're just tinkering. But in the meantime, I'll be back in a little while. I'm just going to go eat and goof off and whatever. I don't know. Do something. But thanks for watching.